So welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. I believe some people actually join from the US. Some folks are from Europe, Germany, other cities. And yeah, so welcome. So this is the first ever, first of its kind js13kGames awards ceremony. I discussed it, I believe, 2 weeks for the first time with Anjay, and we were like, yep, let's do this, that makes sense. Also, it's more than just a blog post and it's more interactive. So if you feel like interrupting or jumping on something, just, raise your voice and we can discuss or listen to you or whatever you want. So
Yeah,
let's make this a bit more interactive.
basically, we want to improve the competition every year. It's getting better and better every year. We know that there is still a long road ahead of us, but we're getting there. So if you have any feedback, if something is not working correctly or you have ideas how to make it better, just let us know. Thanks.
Right, so this is the rough agenda for today. We're going to present the hosts, which will be quick because you know them already. Bottom left part of your screen, that's where you have it, top left maybe. And Anjay will walk us through some statistics around the competition itself. We will have a look at what kind of prizes were you able to actually win this year. Then we will have the most important part, I guess, which is the winners. We will go from top 10 to top 1 first place. And there will be some expert picks in the end, followed by a quiz, which is the same as we had have in the kickoff. So if you have participated in this one, please don't do it today because it would be kind of, let's call it cheating. And then that's it for the day. So let's dive in straight away, I guess. Anjay. Actually, is there anybody in this group who doesn't know that person? That person?
Never heard of him.
Just maybe explain in 2 words who you are and or 10 or whatever you
So
want.
that guy haven't submitted a single game to the competition. Yeah, so you probably know me. I'm a game developer who runs Untitled Games, and I'm organizing js13kGames. And I'm really excited to see the winners, but I'm really excited to know that so many of you submitted and that we had so many cool games. Like top 200 is my favorite. And yeah, so it's really awesome to have you all here.
All right, and I'm Sascha Depold, working for eBay, and this is the only time I'm going to do advertisement for eBay because I kind of have to do it, but if you would be interested in any sort of new job, there's a QR code, you can go there, we have some jobs open, and that's it. If I'm not working, when I'm not working for eBay, I'm, as said already, father of 3 kids. You might hear them in the evening a bit more. And I participated in the competition, I believe, 4 times now. I believe I even made it in the server category at some point to the first place. I have no idea how that's it, but that was a good year, I guess, for me at least. And yeah, I love JavaScript, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. And with that, I would hand it over to Anjay actually to lead the statistics here.
Cool. Can you like?
Actually, let's try this remote control thingy. There you go. Go for it.
Okay. So I have the control, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no idea how to use that. So.
Or just tell me what I should do.
Yes, if you could. Yeah. So let's just look at the first slide. So we had 227 entries this year. I know we had discussions that since the pandemic is happening, people would have more time to actually submit something. But on the other hand, the times are tough. So Sometimes working on an entry for a competition is not the most important thing in the world. So many people tried participating, didn't participate or like didn't finish. So I'm really happy that 227 success stories are there. And so we had more than 4,000 votes, so 4,600. So literally 20 votes per person. I know some people were like hardcore, voting for everything, spending so much time, for which I'm super thankful. Twitter mentions, competition is getting more and more popular. It was nice to see people sharing their progress on Twitter and like people interacting with each other. We have a huge list of 24 experts. I'm really happy to have them all. And I know you really like getting feedback from the experts, also from from the voting app, from developers themselves, but experts as well. And there's a whole bunch of prizes. I think 27 different types of prizes. So you can always win something interesting along the way.
Do you want to try to click on it?
Me?
Does it work? Yeah.
Not quite.
Ah, see? There we go.
Oh. Okay.
No, don't spoil it.
Ah! How do you... Ah.
Let me do the controls. You
Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, so we have, as usual, a whole bunch of t-shirts. You might have seen the design for this year. Those will be printed soon. We have 100 t-shirts for top 100 entries in the overall results, plus 15 in WebXR. And since we had 15 entries in WebXR, whoever participated in WebXR automatically got a t-shirt. If you don't make it into top 100 or you want more for your teammates, there will be an opportunity to get to buy extra t-shirts, because those are free, sent free worldwide. We have a whole bunch of licenses, also some hardware, one Magic Leap for the best WebXR entry and one Nintendo Switch for the best web monetization entry. A bunch of coin memberships. If you didn't get it yet and want to get it, please get in touch. And yeah, a huge list of licenses, accounts, editors, games, and ebooks and everything else.
And then on top of this, again, was rather short notice. I discussed with Andrzej this idea of, why don't we turn the winners or the top games of the last years into stickers? Because everybody loves stickers, right? So I went ahead, created this tiny prototype, and and basically this is what we ended up with. I believe I created 5 of them of the last year's winners or top contenders. And yeah, maybe I also ended up doing some for this year. So let's see.
So, fun fact about that. Since so basically, since there is a point in the rules that I can edit the rules at any time, which I'm not even sure is legal or something. So we've added that we can use the screenshots or the games you submit as a material to promote the competition. So I hope you don't mind taking your games and making you even more famous than you are.
If you do mind, you would probably
Yes.
would like to let us know now or soon.
If you don't want
We-
to be featured on a speaker, please let us know.
All right. And with that, we could actually dive into
Overall,
the most important part of the evening.
are we
Unless
starting
Anjay,
from overall or?
it's the top 10 overall, I hope. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. So the
Okay.
format I would like to do is the following. I'm going to show you who's like which kind of place, and then you folks can actually talk about it. So we have some experts here. Maybe quickly raise a hand or talk a bit, introduce yourself. And then also, if you from the participants have some opinion about this game, just chime in, just talk about it. Meanwhile, I'm going to play those games, and you can actually see how they look like in case you haven't seen them before. That's the plan. All right. There we go. This is, and now you tell me if it is the 10th place overall, Anjay.
Yeah.
I hope it is. Good. So, who can tell a bit about this particular game? Let me actually find my Chrome.
Well, I made it, so I can probably talk about it a little bit. Hi, my name's Cody. This was my entry. It's a 3D action game. It uses a voxel engine for the graphics. There's some fun kind of sword melee combat. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making. I love this competition, so this was a great time.
Did anyone play this game, voted for it, can tell a bit why it's that amazing?
I loved it, actually. I have a lot of fun. Played 30 minutes straight.
What's going on? There we go.
I found it was a great mix between Tron and Jedi's sword fighting. So, what is there not to like?
You can actually aim.
You've played and you didn't know you can aim?
Is that important? Actually, I have this magic mouse, so it doesn't even work.
Yeah.
Okay, so if nobody has another opinion on this, maybe even what could be done better if there is anything, or what you particularly liked about it, I can also go on to the next one. So we have some experts who want to talk about this one. All right, I guess that's a no. So yeah, Kobe, well done, 10th place, congratulations. Round of applause here, I guess. And the next one is Highway 404 by Jerome. He's actually here.
I really liked seeing the development of it on Twitter and on Slack. And the fact that there's like literally Highway 504, 404 that you could, just use that as a reference. And it's really cool, hyper casual, I would say, game that I really enjoyed playing.
I had this one in one of the games that I needed to judge, and I quite liked how it was a simple concept. When I looked at it, I thought I knew what I was going to be playing, and I thought it was going to be very similar to these other just like endless runner sort of games, but there's actually a lot more going on, and there's stuff I hadn't seen before, and the incorporation of the theme is really interesting as well.
Nice. I'm super excited to be in the top 10. Thank you for everyone who enjoyed, who played my game and enjoyed it. I must say, this year I kind of went back to my humble top-down and pixel art beginning. The first game I submitted for js13k in 2016 was Blade Gunner, and same thing. I kind of simplified everything. Pico 8 color palette, really like a small pixel art, so I could go develop faster. And I had a lot of fun this year, like trying to put as much juice as I could in the game with animations and all kind of details.
Go ahead, talk a bit more. I need to quickly configure my pitch because otherwise you will see all the stuff.
Okay, what is there to tell? So yeah, we have a highway bad request, a highway not found, a highway proxy authorization required, which I think is the highway 407 in Ontario is actually the first, the only one that's paid, that where you need to pay to get on. But the game itself, I'm sorry I ran out of content, but it's funny. I thought, I could use the 304 to kind of break the fourth wall and talk to the player. And then after that, I was like, well, why stop? It's going to be a long way until the end. So I can put some, I can tone the player a bit and nag him from time to time until they get there. And yeah, usually start with a spreadsheet. How they got this vision in my mind of like a top side, an infinite scroller. Kind of went into a sprite, doodled a bit, the car, like something basic for the road. The sign and the road sign came after. I did the entire game development with the status code, and then realized, oh, it's gonna be hard. So if I had something visual to it, it'll be easier to distinguish the code and what they mean. And what else? One detail, I guess, if you look, it was great fun to post kind of a dev journal, one story every day on Twitter about how the game evolved. And if you look at the very first video, it's actually scrolling way faster. And I thought, okay, I need this to be like super fast, so it feels like you're driving. You're doing some stunt driving there, but I realized throughout the game, it's like, oh, this is going to be impossible to avoid the obstacles unless you know the thing by heart. So progressively, I slow it down more and more, and I think it's the game, the release game is half the speed of the highway goes half the speed of what it was supposed to be go at the beginning. Which
I know that people like there's constantly the problem of people working on their own games and making them too hard. And I got some opinions from experts that some games are really, really hard. Like, you know, yeah.
Designing the puzzle, actually, I was curious. Okay, should I lay trap to the player and have like dead ends? Oh, you took the wrong pace. There's no way out. And I thought, okay, it's gonna be challenging enough, and then the goal should really be to collect the teapots. So, like, of course, if you drive through, apart from the 404, the falling plates, if you drive through a hole, like then you die. But if it feels like the road is gonna end, there's always something to save you. I didn't want to be too mean.
And because you developed like that, your game felt very fair. It didn't feel like your game was being like unfair. I start to get frustrated almost with games that feel like super unfair. Like no matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to get it unless I play through it and know where to go. And yours felt very much like a good balance of sort of picking the right places and knowing just when to react to get away.
Cool. That's great to hear. I think puzzle design is something I kept until the very end. And I literally had less than a day, I think, to come up with all the content. So it didn't go through a lot of test play, unfortunately.
Quick question to you and also to Kobe. Is any one of you a professional game designer, engineer, something?
No, my background is in web development, and I do specialize in JavaScript. In 2015, I looked for some creative outlet, and this is how I got into pixel art. And then when I learned about the contest, I was like, this would be a great way to blend like my interest of like trying to create a game plus pixel art together. And then I think I've never stopped since. somebody said, "Oh, I'm a game dev one month a year," and I said, "This is great. I'll use this as my description." But by no means I'm no professional.
Same. Professionally, I do healthcare software. I was really into game programming when I was a teenager, and it just didn't work out professionally that way. But this is a great way to scratch that itch every year. But no, I do healthcare software.
All right. Well, then again, congrats for place number 9, Jerome. Well done. Okay, I cannot control the screen anymore. I don't know why, but mouse still works. So, place number 8. I want to Google the game. Mark, is he here? Doesn't seem so. So, I will play it anyway. Meanwhile, feel free to talk about it. So, you have that Firefox thingy, and you should apparently throw it. Jesus, it's so loud. Can I mute this tab somehow?
We
must endure the
don't
music.
hear it, so...
I can't hear you. It's so loud. Wait a second. What was that?
Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I wanted to implement the sound control actually, and didn't. I never got around to doing that. So this is bad.
Mute the tab up on the
Yeah, you
top.
can
There's
mute
a
the
little icon on the tab that you can click on and mute it.
I can do what? There we go. No, actually this, yeah. Good. Okay, shoot. So you have to shoot that Firefox icon into the Google search, I assume. And you have those nice physics and graphics about it, and you have obstacles. But why don't you talk about it?
I don't know. I have nothing to talk about. It's really all in there already. So just go play it. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for having me here. I feel humbled. I feel like deep honor of being with you today here in the top 10 list. I never anticipated that. And this is just something, I don't know, like we've all had a rough year. So I thought something small and something like whimsical even would fit to ease in the mood. So this is what happened. This like badly drawn Firefox icon, and you can get a Chrome icon, which is also quite badly drawn if you are a Coil subscriber. So that's a thing. And the levels are like ridiculous. I don't know. That's it. That's the whole game. It's really short.
It's fun. So yeah, definitely.
Thanks a lot.
It's literally pure fun. I was surprised by what this game is exactly when I first launched it, but I was like, okay, that's that's awesome. So it was like it had its wow effect, I would say.
Wow, thanks, Andrzej. I know I nailed your name. Like,
Yep.
How do you pronounce it again?
Exactly that, Andrzej.
Yeah, like my first time, so nailed it. Yeah, I wanted to say, you personally, thank you for a great competition. This is the time of year I set apart, like in a month of evenings to participate in this. And this is just like you described it, it's just pure fun. I love the competition. I love the people around it. You guys are great, and I'm amazed to be here, and see you all next year for sure.
Thanks so much.
Again, the question to you, Mark. Any professional game engineering background?
Nope, I'm doing recently like cybersecurity stuff, and before that I worked in storage and things like that. I do a lot of front end, so I know JavaScript naturally, like everyone else, but not a gaming professional in any fashion, sadly. We don't have, here in Israel, I'm from Israel currently, and we just don't have game developer companies at all. Like literally no one develops games apart from those badly designed Android games for money.
I work for a company in Israel who designs Roblox games, and we just launched a game half an hour ago.
Nice.
All right, isn't that
Busted.
right? I had no idea.
Maybe the two of
I
you
should
want to
send
meet
you a link.
afterwards.
I literally had no idea. So yeah,
They make
scratch that,
Roblox games,
wrong.
so I don't know if they're real games or anything, but
All right. So, Mark, well done. Place number 8. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Place number 7 goes to drumroll. I believe this is his surname actually, his or her. I'm not sure actually. Fourfold is the name. Is that person here? I've read his first name somewhere, but I cannot recall it. Does anyone know? Anjay? I guess that's a no. So it really only makes sense to play this with sound because then you hear what's actually going on. I assume some of you at least have played it. I've seen it in the also experts pick, so maybe the experts now can actually talk about it. But to explain the controls, basically you have this sound and you have also this bar and this block thingy. And the moment it reaches the top, it actually will jump 2 blocks instead of 1. So now if I move ahead, I'm actually falling down this kind of cliff. So again, go ahead, talk about it. Otherwise,
so after every 3 moves, it kind of bursts you forwards two steps, and you're on the 3rd step. And as you continue throughout the game, there's the build-up of the level, and then there's how you need to proceed to get to that green bit. And that's all dependent on how you use that move when your character is completely lit up and it moves you over, which is quite a clever idea. And that's what I liked about this game, was the whole concept around having to build up these moves and like change your direction and move around because of this one move that you can't control. So it's just like a new layer on a sort of puzzle-based game. And I also they had some very good visuals, just the sort of build up of it and little background, some details that were quite nice.
also the sound actually is quite, I mean, it's very basic, but it makes perfect sense. So that's what I also liked. Which you cannot hear, obviously, but
We believe you.
It does have good sound.
okay. Then let's go over to place. So if that person is here, I guess I believe, isn't. Anyway, congratulations. Place number 7, fourfold. And on place number 6, we have the last Spartan. Michael. Do we have a Michael here? There is a Michael. Is it Michael Ferron? Who has played that game? Who can talk about it?
Michael says he's here, but he can't chat, so he's only chatting in the chat.
Ah. Wait, I need to move around windows.
I found the game at a unique style, and you see the detail that went into it when even the background of the game, the background of the page the game is on, it is actually themed, has a Greek theme to it.
I really liked the overall feel. I mean, you can see a bunch of squares, but like the water is flowing, the wind is blowing, and this, even though those are like, you know, this feels really alive, and like you can immerse yourself in the game. So I really liked it. I'm usually testing if the game works when I'm accepting it. So from time to time, I'm totally forgetting I still have like 100 to accept, and I just start playing. So it was with this game that I was playing and seeing what you can do next, what you can see in the game. And after a few minutes, realized that, well, I have to stop. I have to catch up on accepting other entries. So it was really cool to be taken into this world and you know, I really liked it.
More opinions. Who has played this game?
I really loved all the combos. Just it felt so powerful to like jump up and slam into the ground and blow everyone away. So I felt like the controls had a lot of depth to them in a very satisfying way. The dash mechanic, yeah, it just felt fun, which was great.
What now? Oh, you can swim. Good. All right. So Michael, well done. Place number, what was it? 6. I see somebody clipping already. Well done, Michael. And with that, I'm just going to hand it over to Andrzej actually for place number 5. There we go. You can talk. I'm just going to play it.
Okay. I was wondering. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So this it was another game that you could see the progress on Twitter on the js13k hashtag. So it already looked like something with really cool potential when there were like colorful squares jumping around. So it was cool to see like the, I would say maybe proper, well not proper, but like one of the good ways where you work on the gameplay first and make the game fun and interesting with squares. If it works with squares, then you can totally add some graphics to it later on. So this one definitely is one of those well-designed and thought through games. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed playing it. So, and it looks really nice.
Did anyone vote for this game and can talk about it or want to talk about it? Ben, you seem to want to talk about it. No? Okay.
It was a great game. I just wish I'd tried it on mobile actually, because I only played it on desktop with the mouse. But obviously, it's made more for mobile, and I bet it's a much better experience even on that. Like it's really fun though.
Okay. So number 5 goes, bless you, goes to Ian, I guess, or Ian. Stone Sword, well done. Place number 4, we have Track Not Found from Maxime. Is he actually here today? He was so afraid he wouldn't make it into the top 10, but there we go. I'm not sure if he's here. I believe he wanted to actually die in, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
So, tell us about your beauty here.
So it's a game where you play a little train that has to go through a bridge, but the physics are particular because the bridge is broken and you have to reassemble it by moving the camera.
And if I'm not mistaken, you used emojis quite a bit, right? Or at least in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Did you end up still keeping it in the end?
The graphics are made with emoji and CSS, and the 3D and transitions between 2D and 3D are made with CSS 3D, which is native to the browser.
Okay, opinions from the group. Avi, I bet you have tested it. Maybe. I've seen this a couple of times in the.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to say I'm constantly impressed by how like the whole effort put into rendering emojis on different systems and devices and being able to have it playable. And like those games, I'm not only saying about this one, but always also from the previous years, that you're doing an awesome job. Like, you know, bending the rules and like making more than you could imagine from browser from using emojis. So it's really, really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. I never got to complete the level 6 in the end. But I really enjoyed this game a lot, really. And not only technically, because it's incredible that this is just CSS indeed, but it's also the idea that it's very smart and fun. And I love the music and the fact that the music changes when you go to the 3D. So it's really fun. And one day I hope I can win the level 6 because still.
Yeah, I must confess, I also could not finish the game. It's amazing. I played a bit and then I went to sleep, and then next morning I played some more. I tried really hard to beat it and could not. I'm too dumb being a front-end developer, like takes its toll. So yeah, but great job, Maxim.
Thank you.
One thing I was wondering actually, on the image that you uploaded, you have like a boat, I believe, and something else, but it's missing here. So I wondered what went wrong on my machine and if my MacBook Pro is just too poor in terms of performance to render this boat. What happened there?
Maybe there's a boat after level 6 and nobody came
so
after
clearly I
level.
never made it
There's 100 levels, but level 6 is unbeatable. So.
Oh, okay. I've never made it this far actually. Okay. Any more comments on Track Not Found?
I really like this game. I think it's very clever, and I like the way the tutorial builds up all of these different ways that you can arrange the picture. I thought that was very clever.
Okay, this is too hard. It's way too hard. Okay, Maxime, well done. Congratulations to place number 4. 404, maybe, if you like it. Okay, place number 3, drum roll. I would make the sound, but I cannot hear it, so it doesn't matter. But on place number 3, we have, I cannot pronounce this, so I'm not going even to try it, but Caustic
Apparently
1337.
it's in Russian.
How do you pronounce it? Somebody?
No idea.
There's leads inside the name, but that's it.
So, is the author of this game, or the authors, I guess, are they here? Okay, then who actually tried it? Who liked it? What did you like about it?
It's my favorite game among all the games I played. I reviewed 25 games, and I think I put this game as my top one. I think you can skip this and show go directly to the game. And I was just amazed by the graphics, and so this is just the beginning, right? But then I think it's more or less like a kind of a Frogger. We just try to go through puzzle after puzzles and try to basically like crossing the road, but instead of roads, you have like beautiful 3D effects like this. And I was surprised by how long this game took me to complete, right? It took me about, like, you died, or it's super hard. But yeah, the puzzles get more and more complicated the more you play, and near the end it gets like super hard. I think I needed 1 hour to finish the last puzzle because I suck at this kind of game. But when I finished it, I just wanted more. it just like it's beautiful. The controls are great, and you don't have the sound, but the sound atmosphere is very good as well. So for me, it was just like a pure pleasure. You're in the easy level. I can see you're dying in the easy levels, man. You cannot imagine what is going to happen later. Yeah, but basically, I was just blown away by this game. I still play it as of today. So yeah, for me, it was the winner. I'm glad to see it at position number 3. I think it's well deserved.
And it was one of the few games, those games that I'm starting to play and then forgetting I have to accept other games, because it was like, mesmerizing. I wanted to see what the next levels are bringing, and the overall visual style is really, really cool. So I liked it a lot as well.
One thing that I really appreciated was that there was the option to make super easy, because I'm a terrible player, and so I made it to the end by setting it to super easy, and that is a feature that really helped. But yeah, the game is amazing. Technically, it's perfect, I think. So it's one of my favorites, if not my favorite indeed, and very good job.
I think like also the game design is just amazing. Like the puzzles get harder and harder, and he thought about like things like it's just like it's beautiful game design as well. I think it's not only the graphics, it's the way the levels are designed, which is also amazing.
It's so hard.
The music is also amazing. Like you could play like 1 hour. I mean, like it kind of like calm you down after all these frustrating levels, but suddenly like, oh, 1 hour passed by. And even if you try super easy, it's still hard. It's just slow down, but it's still challenging. I like it.
I agree about the music, but it didn't help with the last level. The music couldn't
Yes.
help.
I wish there's a cheat mode.
Maybe there is. Okay, so that was. Who is brave enough to pronounce this? It reminds me of Klingon, actually.
Koch.
Koch.
It's actually church. It's in Russian.
There we go. Thanks a bunch. And this was place number 3. And with that, we're coming to the second place, which is Edge Not Found, which is looking like this. Who played it? Who has some thoughts about it? Who wants to talk about it? That was already stupid.
This was certainly one of my favorites. It has this very mind-bending element where the levels wrap around, and so you need to think about jumping outside of the boundaries. I think the first 5 or 10 puzzles, the wrapping is orthogonal, so you go straight across. As the levels progress, then the wrapping becomes more complex, and it starts to offset, that's when your brain really starts to spin hard on some pretty crazy puzzle designs. The execution was spectacular. The graphics, they're simple but subtle and convey the almost, it's like you're doodling on a piece of paper and working on a really challenging math problem. It kind of has that feeling, which nicely ties into the very crazy puzzle design. So I really enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, but it's a very incredible idea. I love it.
Same here. I think I didn't finish it. It's really mind-bending. You know the story that if you play Tetris before you sleep, you get really weird dream. I think I have to try to play this before sleep today.
Yeah, this is my, I guess, personal favorite in the puzzle genre in this year. I wouldn't mind buying it off Steam or something like this. It's beautiful. The graphics are well done. The puzzles are mind-bending to the maximum. too little brain to finish it, obviously. But yeah, this is a great game. You should you should publish it. You should sell it. I'll buy it.
I find it's one of the games that are so polished that you stop thinking of how it's made and you just enjoy it.
Yeah, sometimes there are games that you don't need to know that they were squeezed into 13 kilobytes because they are just fully working games that are literally complete, which is really awesome to play.
Okay. And with that, we are announcing the winner of this year's competition in the overall category, which I was told is desktop plus something else minus mobile minus.
Oh, it's
whatnot.
overall. Overall, but without WebXR. And the other categories are ranked separately. So just gonna add that I will be posting the top 10 entries from all the categories in a minute from the js13kGames account, Twitter account. And I will be publishing in the next few minutes the overall results because it's it's good to talk about the top 10, but it's another year in a row where top 100, top 150, top 200 games are literally amazing, and some of my favorites, as usual, ended up in top 100, 150 something or 60 something places, while still being really cool games. So I really love the overall quality of all the entries submitted to the competition. And if your game ends up on 70th place, it's still a very good place. So as much as we celebrate top 10, I really want to say that like top 227 games were really impressive for me. So you did a good job submitting something that was fun to play.
Just going to add here, congratulations to Tom Hermans or something like this. Well done, place number 2. Edge not found. And I'm just going to now switch to the first place and then let Andrzej actually do the talking here. So
okay.
Here we go.
So ta-da!
What the fuck?
I think that was the author. So it was no surprise for some, and it's nice to see that the game was actually submitted like a week before the deadline or 2 weeks before the deadline. I don't remember, but when it was submitted, people were like, oh shit, so are we already closing? Are we already have a winner? Is it over already? Deadline? Like what? So yeah, I like few people who played it and I saw their reactions were like, holy shit, like literally. So that's the level of polish you could see from games like released on Steam for $20, and I want to pay for it. And I'm gonna give it to Remy to talk a bit about the development of the game itself.
Okay, well, thank you all. I'm actually really surprised. I did not expect that. But yeah, so thank you. I've been doing js13k since 2013 every year. So js13k has been like doing all my clothing for many years now. Really appreciate that. I can just talk about what I was trying to accomplish with this game, and like So I kind of wanted to do something that was not just an infinite game. I've been used to making games where you just have to get the highest possible score, and everyone is always kind of complaining, I wish there was an end. So this time I tried to make something with an end, with nothing random at all. I also wanted to do something snappy. Like I wanted the jumps to be like very snappy, not slow, not annoying. And I really wanted to, so I spent a week developing this, and then I spent an entire week getting feedback from other developers. So thank you to all of you who tried it, helped me, because there's been a lot of adjustments during that week when I got feedback, and yeah, thank you.
Just wanna add one thing, that something that you did, that when you talk about it or you do it, it's something obvious, but you have to figure that out. Offering the easiest level for web monetized subscribers. A few of the experts who are judging the web monetization category were like, yes, that's something like you can go through the game with, like with a practice mode. The easiest one. So if you don't like, you can. I saw tweets about beating the game on the hardcore, like nightmare difficulties, but some of the experts were really happy to have the, let's say, super casual way of going through the game. So adding super easy difficulty level is encouraged in js13kGames entries.
If I could just add something towards that. So one of my goals was also to make something that you can finish and you don't get frustrated before you get to finish it. So that's why I did those difficulty levels. I really wanted to make it so that so when someone gets frustrated by the game, you can either let them close a tab, or you can give them the option to finish it a little bit more easily. So that's one of the things I tried to accomplish with those difficulty levels. So I'm glad it kind of worked.
Yeah, I think it's kind of important, because I mentioned at the beginning that usually if somebody is really focusing on their entry and playing it constantly since the very beginning, they are adjusting the difficulty level to themselves. The best player of the game ever. And then when some other people are trying to play it, usually the game is too hard for them. And many times they just rage quit and never play again. So this is like adjusting the difficulty level or allowing to lower the difficulty level is, I think, quite important.
Any experts, any other participants who want to talk about it?
I mean, everyone's kind of explained it really well. It's a great game that feels super fun. It feels very polished. It's clear that you did get feedback and tweak stuff. It's just a well-made game in a short amount of time in a short file size.
It took me 12 minutes to finish the full game on my first playthrough, and I was very tempted to just go back and start playing it again, because it has that perfect speedrunner feel to it where you're like, I could do it faster, I could do it faster. So I think you captured that feeling exceptionally well. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was really kind of going for that speedrun kind of aspect of it, and that's why every level, if you think you can take a shortcut, it's not because I didn't see it. Usually it's because it's by design.
And question to you, any game development background or anything?
Well, actually in 2013, a company I was working for was sponsoring js13k. So technically I was making money making games back then, but no, I currently work on security management software.
All right. Okay, and now we can go ahead.
I don't know what you wanted to do next, but we have a few experts here, and we could summon them, or maybe after the categories, but we do have a few experts with some of the games they played. Some of the games were assigned to them. So we could bring those experts to briefly say about their best entries, top picks.
So just quickly, maybe again, congratulations to everybody who has won, who made it to the top 10. We also have the top 3 per category, which you can see. Drum roll here. You see some of the games again. You actually also see on the server category, obviously different. In the WebXR, you also see some that you didn't see yet. I cannot show them obviously because I don't really have that hardware here right now. And but yeah, these are the top 3 in each category. I hope that's correct, Andrzej.
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. So again, congratulations to everybody who's listed here. And with that, we are now coming to the, let's call it, hardest part of this presentation, because that was literally added like 1 minute prior to this, to the point where I was actually joining this call, which is the expert picks. So the idea was here that we actually find the top 5 games which haven't made it to the top 10, which we have announced earlier, and that the expert could actually talk about it. And in the end, we ended up with a list of 50 games. So I tried to find, which games I actually have been mentioned multiple times by the experts. I hope this list kind of makes sense. If not, anyway, congratulations to everybody. And yeah, here we go. The experts now may talk about it. I believe the first 2 are actually part of the WebXR category. But yeah, take it from here. Go and talk about it. And congratulations to everybody who's mentioned, whose game is mentioned here.
So I see you said sponsors, it's experts.
Well, sponsors as in, those people actually voted for this game. That's what I meant.
Those people sponsored the feedback.
So
I want to quickly say one thing, because I saw the discussion about the island not found being discussed in the chat. So I'm gonna spoiler a bit and say that the game ended up being 13th on the overall ranking. And the results will be published soon on Twitter and on the website.
Okay, so pick number 1 is Roar. It is in the WebXR category, and I hope that expert who put it there is here and can talk about it. Ah, there he is.
Hey, hi, this is Josh, formerly Mozilla. Yeah, I thought Roar was super duper fun because you're basically Godzilla and you get to go through and just smash buildings. It was super fun. Oh, you can say hi. Come here. Oh, hold on. Real quick.
So if I got it right.
Okay, he was my assistant judge here. Yeah, so.
I didn't help you judge the games.
So it's very fun. There's this procedurally generated building, skyline with different buildings I thought were pretty cool. You have these big claws that you can actually grab and smash. The one thing let's see, let me look at my notes here. The thing I would have added, which like if you were gonna turn this into a real game, I couldn't actually see the missiles. They just kept hitting me, but maybe that's just I'm bad at the game. Second, it'd be really cool if you can sort of grab a chunk of building, but if you could actually throw it and have some physics to have it smash other parts of buildings, that would, because smashing stuff is more epic. It would require a full 3D physics engine, obviously, which is too much for this game, but great concept. I loved it.
I really liked the fact that I think it was the very first entry that participated, or maybe it was, well, the first one this year, definitely, that participated in the WebXR category but didn't use any of the free already available engines, A-Frame, Three.js, or Babylon.js. So the author literally coded everything from scratch and make a VR game without the VR libraries, which is
Yeah,
impressive.
doing it in straight WebGL that's not something I would want to do. That's hard.
Yeah, can I talk about it for a little second? Thanks for the pick. That's really nice. Yeah, I was trying to really see if it was possible to make this WebXR experience in vanilla JS. So I realize, it's not like a full-blown game, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. There is a physics engine there. It's very simple. It doesn't do rotations nor angular velocity, but you can actually, maybe I didn't explain it right, but you can grab buildings and throw them around, and you can protect yourself from the missiles, and you can grab choppers, you can pretty much grab anything. So I was really happy about how that turned out. Yeah, thanks for everything.
Yeah, it makes me want to buy the 3D stuff, whatever here. Well, I don't know neither the name, the VR stuff. Because
that's one of the regrets I have about it, is that it doesn't work on desktop. Like, there's no way I could fit everything required to make like keyboard controls work or mouse controls work. So I guess, using an external library would have been a better choice for this if I wanted to make it more accessible for more people. But I really wanted to sort of make a proof of concept, sort of see if I can make this in 13K.
But it makes sense for VR, I think. So yeah, I mean, very nice idea, great idea.
Maybe also to add this here, I've seen very early versions of this game on Twitter as well, so I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks into the competition already, there was basically this proof of concept ready, and the rest was just fine-tuning and adding effects and more stuff here and there. So again, that's the opposite of what I was doing. Apparently it worked out, so yeah, well done.
Yeah, I really love seeing people sharing the progress, so you can see, well, you can be surprised with the finished product if somebody is hiding that in a basement for a month. But it's really cool to see the progress and how it evolves, how it changes over time, how it adapts, getting feedback from other people trying it out.
Okay, the second pick, which was also mentioned multiple times by the judges or experts, is this one, Exit. I have to admit, I've seen this. Somebody spoke up.
Yeah, I thought that was very clever, and it had a really fun, kind of like old school Cubert arcade feel to it. Especially with the sound effects, and when you switch from one board to another, the little cubes shrink down. I would have liked to see some more VR specific features. It's basically a desktop arcade game. If maybe there was multiple heights and you could spin the board around to look at it from different angles, I think that would make it more VR-ish. But it would still very fun and extremely well executed.
There was somebody else who had it on this list. I'm not sure if that person is here. Sebastian?
I don't think he's here.
Did anyone play this and has something to say about it?
I played it. I thought it was a cool little game. I quite like these things where you get to put out, where you don't have direct control of the player, I guess, and you just have to put out things that then affect them. And I think that this was done really well.
Okay. So what exactly can you do here in terms of WebXR? You can drag and drop those arrows or what?
Yeah, you set the arrows down as basically program instructions for the little guys or anybody who walks on that cube. But like I said, it doesn't require WebXR. It could have been a desktop only game.
So let us exit by James. And several times I've seen Legend of Yeti, which is here. Who played that? Who can talk about it? Who wants to talk about it? Here it is.
Was that a VR game? I don't remember that.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, it's a desktop one and also with web monetization.
By Richard Moon.
Isn't the other one 13 kilobyte 404?
But it's killing my computer, that's for sure.
The thing I really loved about this game was that it seemed to capture this 1980s low-res, old-school cartoons with some kind of like trippy mechanics. The I don't know what you want to call them, Space Invaders style enemies were a lot of fun, and the vector art, it had this very excellent retro feel to it, which just was a lot of fun.
Reminds me of the heads-up displays from airplanes in like Top Gun era kind of movies.
But at the same time, once you
go ahead.
Once you start once you play with like a bit longer, there's there's a whole new dimension. Like this is the arcade. What you're saying there, that's the arcade phase. But there's a whole like strategy dimension about exploring the galaxy, trading and whatnot that you get to discover. So I found it was interesting as well. The two-sided aspect of this game.
Okay. And so as said, we ended up with 15 picks by experts. In the end, I had to choose what to put on the slide.
I will publish. I mean, the feedback will be showed on the website soon, really soon. So you will see feedback from the experts. I will also publish the blog post is basically ready with a huge list of top 5 picks from the experts. I believe there was like at least from half of the experts, the top 5 picks. So you will be able to check that out really soon.
And I see that Frank is already waiting for his very chance. So here he is. OS13K, I've seen that multiple times also. It's super active on Twitter, obviously. There was a stream about it where Frank announced what it is about, what it can do, and so on and so on. So
I want to say a little bit about this. So I don't know if you remember the entry from a few years ago called 26 games in one. It was so impressive that it got something like a super special prize on its own. I'm definitely awarding OS13K a super special award this year.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes.
This was, there were a lot of people that helped out with this. So I want to thank everyone, especially a couple people. Tom XOR, who did one of the games on there, and Pavel, who helped me out with a lot of the, he did the visualizer and some other stuff. Keith Clark and I worked together really closely on the audio. So I know a lot of other people also use ZZFXM, and OS13K has the ability to, via local storage, to like play some other music. There's some, there might be some songs in the music list already if you've played other games. No, it comes with a loop, a short loop. That was the one that Keith Clark had converted, and it has 3 games. I actually wanted way more games. It just kind of the operating system itself, like, just ballooned in size a little bit. The custom program thing ended up taking a bit more space than I had hoped, even though that's it's pretty cool because you can just kind of like extend OS13K by pasting in whatever you want. I did end up cutting. I wanted to fit more games, but we just ended up being really tight. You know, it's packed really tightly. I encourage everyone to check out the GitHub where the code is nicely commented, and I even split everything in separate files and listened to some recommendations people had to make it a little easier to grok what's going on there. And what else can I say? There's so much in here. So if you go to like one of the things, like if you click on the triangle icon there, it'll show the code on the title bar. And for many of these, you can see the code. And if you want, this supports Dweets. So you could paste that code in Dweeter, or you can start a custom program and edit your own code. This game is the Tom XOR game, and that's really one of the best ones. What else can I say? I don't know. Does anyone else have anything to say about this game? Oh yeah, everyone that added trophies to their games, because there are so many games that have trophies, and not just ones in OS13K obviously, but the whole deal is kind of a meta project where there are a lot of games, like Island Not Bound mentioned earlier, that has a trophy. A lot of the top 10 games have trophies or music. And I just want to thank everyone that took the time and the space, you know, to squeeze a trophy into their game. Yeah, Nicholas Berg, I also want to thank him for doing Shedding Snake, and I converted that to a Dweet to kind of like squeeze it down. It's kind of an interesting take on Snake. What else do we have here? I don't know. There's a lot of packed in there, and I encourage you to check it out, mess around with it, and I don't know, maybe fork it on GitHub and change it, make it better.
It's really impressive to see this project live. Like many people were fixing their games in the last minute to actually have the trophies, have the soundtrack in the OS13K. So it really looked like a cool project people were actually using. So that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think my main goal with this project was not necessarily to win, but more to just see how many people I could like get involved, because that's like way important than winning, I guess, to me. You know, like because like getting people involved and getting them working together, talking, and you know that's what this is really all about. Congrats to everyone that made a game and everything. There were so many good games this year. It was just insane, man. Like the top 10 are great, but even like the top 30 or 40 are like so good. There were so many games that didn't even make it into the top 10 that I thought for sure would. Just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always saying that the games from top 100 or top 150 would easily win the very first edition in 2012 or the next edition. So the overall level is so insane.
And on that note, I mean, as a side note, I'd like to thank Keith and Frank for developing ZZFX, when I say it the Canadian way, and ZZFX music. This year again, I was wondering, okay, how I'm going to fit sound into my game. Soundbox is what I used last year, and I just couldn't get the editor, the tracker, and ZZFX just came at like the perfect time and like was really easy to integrate. So thank you so much for sharing this with the community.
Yeah, oh yeah, thank you for using it. Thank you to everyone that used ZZFX and gave us input there. We're still working on it. You know, we have some really good ideas to take ZZFXM a little bit further, and Keith Clark is still working on the tracker. It came in really hot actually this year, where the tracker didn't even come in until probably halfway through the competition. I know a couple people used it to good results, but the point is that for next year, we're going to be well ahead of the game. We already have what we have now, but we'll have even better stuff. That's the idea.
Awesome.
Abi, you have voted for OS13K. If you want to say something, go ahead.
I think that thing is really cool. I like it, and somehow there's a sense of humor that I find it really funny. You know, just like I don't know if you guys like movie. There's a B movie while everything fits together, and it's just fun to watch this. It doesn't mean like this is B quality. This is really great. It's just like I find it very funny with this sound. Suddenly there's a Japanese and weird things going on. It's really amazing. Great job.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of fun putting this together and just trying to make an OS that was kind of specially designed for js13k. It was kind of a fun concept.
Okay, and then we have Bioserver, which was mentioned by Ahmed, and I believe also by somebody else. I haven't played it yet, to be entirely honest, because I've just learned about it prior to this event. So maybe you can talk about it a bit. And yeah.
Yeah, so that, like, hello. So this game is kind of like a clicker game, but also with like timers and and a couple of other stuff that make it more like interesting, that you need to do the stuff on time or you're gonna get like a penalty for it. So I usually love like clicker games, especially to explore what's new stuff you can find and upgrades and stuff like that. And the upgrades and stuff, it's like stacked on top of each other. It's not like getting an automatic something to give you the results, but it just make it harder for you every single time you get an upgrade. And that was kind of new and interesting because I want to see what new upgrades that exist there. Like there is a couple of stuff like I see it could be improved in it, but overall it's just fun to do. So there is a refresh button on the side. You can refresh your list instead of like just doing 101, and then you have a lizard because you need to get likes in order to upgrade your stuff. So, but you shouldn't re-abuse the refresh because it doesn't come really quickly. So you have a chicken down there. Yeah. So also like what I like now is the timer starts, which make it a lot harder because if you miss it, it's kind of not good. What I wanted instead of refresh is to have the down creature part more as a conveyor belt where everything is moving slowly on it, and then it's an increase in speed, so it get more hectic near the end. And also because the refresh is very hard to get by again, sometimes you reach the point where you don't have a lot. Like you have like right now, a lot of chicken and nothing else. So which is sometimes not that good, but like if there is like it's a conveyor belt, it can make it a lot better. It's just fun overall to go around, and you should purchase some upgrades by pressing space, by the way. You can get colors down there, I think, because you have 41.
What am I doing with those colors?
When you finish this one, it will appear. Like, wait for it. It's coming. So for or like, okay. So now you press silver, and then the thing you get multiplier for the values. But if you press the creature before the color, you won't get the color bonus. Putting wrong color won't give you a score. It will go more hectic with every upgrade. You will have to put too much stuff in very short amount of time. And
I see.
But the thing is, like, other creatures have different colors, especially the unicorns. They are rainbow. and they make me happy just to see them every now and then. And they give you too much likes, so it's good to have a unicorn.
All right, and this one was from Roger Shi, I guess. So yeah, congrats again to all those. As said, there was a huge list from the experts, long list of picks there. 50, I believe, in total, and as Anjay mentioned, it will be published somewhere on the website, on the blog, I guess. So yeah, congrats everybody. And with that, who would like to participate in the quiz? Anyone open for a quiz here? I'm just trying to find some more links here and there because that would make it more informative. And as said, for those who did participate in the kickoff already, maybe you want to skip it this time.
Before we start the quiz, if we have any experts that would like to still share some of their top picks, they are more than welcome.
Maybe I can chime in because I'm gonna have to leave soon. It's 2:30 a.m. here. There is a game I really like, which is called Population 404. I'm playing it as we speak right now. Basically, it's a resource game where you need to, this one. And at the beginning, I did not really understand how to play it, and I started writing my comment before I understood what it was about. But then I realized like it's the switch at the bottom, like what to construct next and what to improve next is very important. Basically, you can construct buildings to make things go faster. You can research to scavenge faster and explore faster. And basically, you need to understand what is going to interact with what. The small dots you see are like the population. Like you have 404 people scavenging and farming for you, but then you start like building stuff. And I know it's not like visually very appealing, but it gets very addictive. And now like I don't know, I play it once in a while. I think it's the core mechanics is very good. There are a lot of interaction between every of the elements you see on the screen. And right now my population is like 1,616 people. I'm trying to see how far I can get. But basically just like it's very simple but very cool. I like the AI behind, like when there is no food left, automatically the population will go farm without you controlling what's happening. And when you are out of resources, then the population will go to scavenging for you. I think like it's pretty much everything is automatic. You just need to like make decisions for them. I just think the game is super cool. You have so little dots on your screen. Mine is just like super crazy. Yeah, I just wanted to give like a that's my I think it's like third or fourth in my list, but it's the second game I keep playing with like CHOCH. I cannot pronounce Russian, but like the number 3 overall, and this one are definitely 2 games I will keep playing after the competition. That's it for me.
Awesome, thanks. Any other experts that would like to
I'll quickly talk about my favorites since I failed to submit them to you in time. So now's my chance. I quite like Status Code. I'm not very good at it, but I still like playing it. You get to see all of the different levels you can pick from at the start, which is something I quite enjoy because if I suck really badly at a level, I can just play a different one and it's no problem. But once you've clicked through all of this story, it's basically you've got a bunch of different characters, I don't know, weapons in little cubes, and they each have different movements and different attacking ranges, and you have to find the best way to go and attack anything that's red. So like you're gonna die now because they're gonna attack you. And they also build sort of walls where they've previously been, and you can't really go on those areas, and if they build too many walls and you attack them, you only remove their walls. It's just really quite clever. So that's one of the games that I enjoyed. Starting at level 2 though. Yeah, well, he's just gonna die, so just letting him know. I liked Heaven Ascent. I know everyone in chat was sort of talking about it as well. I'm going to kind of go through these quickly, so I'm so sorry for the person that's currently looking them up and trying to play them within the time that I'm telling you. Everyone in chat was talking about this. It's got a cute little story about how you have to find 404 stars, and then you basically go through the game at first with basic attack and movement, but after you die, you can then use your stars to upgrade how like your health and a dashing ability and stuff like that. There's also weird bosses. I'm gonna call them anti-bosses because they don't attack you. You just can't get hit by them, and you can very easily kill them, but sometimes until you get the dash, they're almost just out of reach most of the time. And I thought it was just a fun game. I felt like the jumping was a bit floaty, and that was like my only negative thing. I think the map is really large because I've gone through this path a lot, and I've played it and reopened it and played it and reopened it and played it. So I feel like it's just got one huge map that's got lots of branching places to go to. And it's just a fun little game. I quite like the graphics as well. I want to Google the game, which we've already seen was in my top 5. So I'm going to skip over that. Players not found. I enjoyed a lot. I quite liked the multiplayer aspect to it. I got a bunch of people on Twitter to play with me. And that's a game where you can create your neon bright character, and then you have to hide it among the trees, and other people are trying to find and kill you. And once they've found and kill you, it sort of gives you a screen of all of your points and stuff. I think that's just simple and fun and good. And I quite like games that are just simplistic, fun. I don't know if you're going to have time to bring it up on the screen because I said it really fast. Players not found. It's that one. You gotta play with other people though. I think it's really fun if you have friends. At one point, I didn't play with friends. At one point, I didn't have friends, and the game told me, it was like, there's no one to play with. And I felt very sad. But you can just join, like, whenever. And then you can hide, and it just, these people then just appear in the game. Oh, there I am. I've hidden. I'm now playing. I think this is so fun. I love the way the mouse going over the trees. It'll show you if someone's hiding behind there. And then you can shoot them, taking them out of the game.
So now it's just me, I guess. Oh, no.
No, there's lots of people. I've caught Mike. I've caught Depold.
That's me.
Oh, there's someone here. Ben Coder, you're done. Because you kind of scroll your mouse around. I'm not watching the stream anymore because I'm playing. You can see just a little bit into behind the clouds. But because people are always joining and coming into the same like server, there's always more people coming and hiding again. One left. I don't know. I just think this is really fun. I've not, I was caught. I've not played a fun multiplayer game in a while, you know. That's just simple fun. I mean, I know everyone's playing Among Us, but everyone always thinks I'm a suspect in Among Us, so I don't have that much fun there because I'm always killed. My final favorite was an HTTP story. It's a very simple puzzle game, you know. You can play it in VR. I don't have VR, so that didn't really matter to me. I quite liked the little story that went along with it, I guess. This bit didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, it being sort of like this index until I got into the story, and there's just this little character that needs help, and you get to help them. And I wanted to feel helpful, I guess. I just really liked helping them, and I liked their voice, and I liked when the angry narrator robot voice was like, they must be destroyed, but said it very nicely. It's like, this is an error that we have to get rid of. And then you got to continue and go and help them anyway. I thought it was just very nicely done. It was a bit laggy on my computer, though, so. That's just my computer, though. Those are my favorite 5s. You can drag that box, that blue box, into the space. Yeah. And the puzzles do get harder and harder, and the story continues to evolve.
I will turn it off, not because I don't like it, but because I cannot hear because I cannot hear you anymore. So
no worries.
Even though I've unmuted it, but yeah. Right. More opinions, more No more messages, more anything, more games.
So I want to add that in the meantime, I started publishing everything. So the server category results are on the website, on Twitter, and soon on Facebook. And I will be publishing everything from now on, all the results from all the categories, the blog post with the top picks, and yeah, whatever I still have to be published. So you can enjoy checking that or playing the quiz, which is super hard, and I'm not gonna even participate in it.
So 1 second about the quiz. I've just seen that you can only play it with up to 10 people. Last time we have been 12, I believe. So I wonder if that's right.
It was 20. The limit was 20, but I don't know, maybe 12.
So maybe we are too many, but anyway, so this is basically the informative part, and now it would be the quiz, and afterwards we are basically done. Let me quickly switch here.
If I can say, if any of the experts or any of the participants want to leave, they can. They are not bound to be here till the very end. If you have something easy to do, go ahead.
You might want to check out the last slide, because you might find some hints on who has made it this year to the stickers group, and then we could go over to the quiz.
Cool. So thanks.
And I guess with this I will actually stop recording, because now it's just the quiz, which I don't want to record
Cool.
for
So
future.
yeah, adding again that it was awesome to have all of you here, and I hope this gala, more like a informal meetup, we will repeat that next year and make it more awesome. If you have any feedback, we'll be happy to get that. And thanks for joining, for submitting games, for judging them, giving feedback. It's really, really appreciated. Thanks.
So if you have any feedback to share, totally make sure to actually post it on either the Slack channel, I guess, or I don't know, spam Anjay via email or something like this. And I'm going to stop recording. Thanks a bunch for joining. Stay in here if you want to participate in the quiz, but now I'm turning off the recording. So have a great day, have a good evening, and so on. And I'm stopping this now.